Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of this blind Let's Play of The Legend of Dragoon. So, last time, we started to make our way up the Divine Tree, as we hope to be able to soon get our hands on Zeeg and the Virage Embryo, and hopefully we'll be able to get there soon, but this is something that I'm going to let you guys in on right now. I actually forgot to record my commentary for this episode. This is actually the day after I completed the game. And so I'm actually recording my commentary the day after I recorded this video because this is something that I thought once I got to the Divine Tree, that once I made it there, I was thinking it was just going to be a very short trip in order to get to Zeeg and the Virage Embryo, and even if there was a bit of a trip, I was thinking it's just going to be very straightforward. Climb up the Divine Tree, go to where the moon that never sets is, where it's come to rest, and then you go ahead and take on Zeeg and the Virage Embryo. At least that's what I thought was supposed to happen, but suffice it to say, by day's end, I was very exasperated doing a lot of stuff that I thought that I should not be doing, because as I went along in the game, I ended here where the moon that never sets ultimately came to rest. I came to the mindset and the realization that this game, and once you get to the moon that never sets in the Divine Tree, is actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, because they recycled stuff that they should not have recycled. And that is in regards to where the scene took place in Aglis, that you went there and took on that test from Savan where everyone went on their own personal trial. And then they make you do that again here in the moon that never sets. And so, yeah, that gave me a lot of frustration, because I thought it was pointless and unnecessary, because I felt that Albert's story was resolved, Rosa's story was resolved, and even Meru's story was resolved. But to have more, like, I could understand trying to resolve things for Miranda, Kongol, and Hashel, but I felt that they should have done these things before we came to the Divine Tree and the moon that never sets. So, thoroughly exasperated, what happened was that I ended up playing the game, and once I got near the end, I was just so exasperated and exhausted playing the game for a lot longer than I should have been, that I made the mental error of erasing, or not erasing, but saving over my backup file. And yeah, I know that's going to piss everyone off, because everyone was expecting me to do the 4 Dragoon battles in Velweb. But after doing all that and going through the battles and having to do basically a whole bunch of stuff that had to be redone that should not have had to have been redone at all in the first place, I pretty much lost the ability to want to do those fights, and I saved over my file, my backup file. So I apologize to everyone for doing that. I mean, the day after doing this, obviously I know a lot of people are going to be frustrated that I'm not going to be doing the 4 Dragoon fights in Velweb, but yeah, giving you a heads up that I just lost the ability to want to do it because I wanted to have the game beat. I felt like I should have already had the game won. And just to draw the game out the way that they did here at the Divine Tree and the moon that never sets, I thought was completely unnecessary. And the fact that they would do that to you, I felt really, like, after everything I've been through playing the game, I thought it was the last thing that they should have done was to make you do something that you had already done and then do it again, and drawing out the game more than it should have been. I mean, I've really enjoyed this game, I really have, but when you think or are expecting that you are about to complete the game and that you won't have to go far to do it, only to discover that you have a lot more to do than you were hoping for, you just become frustrated with the game, frustrated with the people who made it, and I just was, like I said, I was so exhausted and at my wit's end, and for the game to go on longer than it should have really frustrated me. So, yeah, I cannot necessarily say I feel justified in saving over my backup file because I did it purely out of thinking like, okay, if I end up failing the Zeeg and the Virage Embryo fights, I know that I have a backup file that I can use to fall back on, to grind, get more stuff, do what needs to be done, and that's a phone call that I don't need to be answering to right now. This is a bad time for it, especially since the person on my call display has no ID. So yeah. So where were we then? Anyway, I just wanted to be done with the game and be able to say, yeah, I finished it, and that I feel like I've done what needed to be done. And so I know that everyone out there is mad at me right now, and I don't blame you if you just abandon watching this Let's Play right now because you're not going to get what you wanted from me, but I want to try and make it up to you guys. But yeah, because that was a blunder basically out of sheer exhaustion and not thinking clearly. And so I don't blame you guys if you abandon this Let's Play, even though we're so close to the end. But I just want to say I'm sorry for letting you guys down in that regard, because I know even though this is a blind Let's Play, I know everybody wanted me to do everything that they wanted, like getting all the Stardust, getting all the battles that Velweb done, and I have taken your advice to heart. I haven't taken all of it to heart, obviously, but I have taken as much of it to heart as I felt was deemed necessary in order to win the game. Like, obviously, you're seeing this video, you know that I'm using some of the treasures and accessories used by obtaining Stardust. Those obviously became very helpful in a big way as I got to the end of the game. So, in that regard, I have taken your advice seriously. I've also taken the advice seriously at the end of the game in fighting enemies with items. Like, I finally felt like if I'm going to be accumulating all these items towards the end, like, I have them, I might as well just use them, and so I finally did. So in that regards, I've taken your advice to heart. But, and I know that this is going to be a real pain on my end, but I want to try, and I don't know how long it'll necessarily take because of the fact that, of course, or as you've obviously already been able to tell, I've already beaten the game, and all the footage that I have to give is still not yet uploaded, but it will be coming soon. In fact, I've calculated that by the time I've actually gotten all this stuff up, the last episode will actually be going up on Halloween night. So, yeah, finale for Halloween, but trust me when I say that, boy, I know I've seen long boss duels in this game, and there have been more than my fair share. Like, there have been boss duels that have gone in excess of half an hour, 35 minutes, 40 minutes and more. But oh wow, that last boss duel, that one it went on for so long, I almost ran out of recording room on my hard drive. Like, I almost maxed out the time allotment I had to record a video file. Like, I can only, like, record a video file for such a period of time, and it went on for so long that I actually ended up having to, once I beat the final boss, I actually had to stop recording and then restart in order to get the end credits, or rather the end scene, recorded. Well, unfortunately, I missed the first few seconds of it because my computer was taking a while to process the fact that the video file I used on the boss was so damn long. But I'm hoping to get it made right. I don't know if that will necessarily mean that I have to redo that final boss fight in order to properly get a recording of all of the end scene footage, or if that will entail me having to go to just finding a clip online and just copying that, so that at least everything looks the way it's supposed to. I know there are no good words that I could possibly have that'll make you guys understand why I did what I did, because I shouldn't have done what I did. It was without thinking, it was without really understanding what I was doing. And I feel bad about that now, because I know everyone wanted me to do these things, and now I'm not going to be able to do them, at least not in the immediate future. I want to try to at least start recording footage, or not recording footage, but rather starting the game over in order to get to the point where I can at least reach the 4 Dragoons in Valweb, do that fight, because I know it was the one thing that everyone that's been watching this Let's Play has been wanting me to do. It was the popular demand of you guys, and so I want to try and at least make you guys feel vindicated. And so I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through the game, especially since I have a Let's Play that I want to get started on that I haven't started on yet, because I'm only just starting to get back on doing recording for Threads of Fate, which was the game that I had intended to do alongside Legend of Dragoon, because this Let's Play was going on for a lot longer than I thought it would. And just wanted to put that in there just so it would give you guys a bit of variety. Plus, because this game is going on for so long, and since the last video will be going up on Halloween, it's pushed back the start of the new main Let's Play that I wanted to do back because of it. And the game that I'm wanting to do is, well, I'm not going to tell you guys because I want to just leave it as a surprise, but for all intents and purposes, this Let's Play is going to be close to 100 videos, which is a lot longer than the video counts that I've seen for people who have done this without blind Let's Play. I mentioned, actually I don't think I mentioned who I've actually used as references to get a gauge on how long this Let's Play was going to be, but the two Let's Players I used to gauge on how long I thought this Let's Play was going to go on, and what led me to throw in Threads of Fate as well, were Thaynevs and White Mage Serenia, and they were both completed around the 60 video mark. And I was thinking, and I had the opportunity after going back and after completing the game yesterday, all my recorded footage, to see that all their footage, even though it was 61 and 59 videos respectively, was 100% completion. So, yeah, obviously they had completed the game. That much I already knew. But to what extent, I did not know, because I was only relying on them for video reviews if I ended up getting stuck on something. So, because of that, I felt like, because of their numbers and the number of videos it took them to complete the Legend of Dragoon as Let's Plays, it really set me up for the mindset that I ended up in yesterday, in how long it's taken me to complete this game. And so, because of the frustration involved, and because of the just sheer fatigue of playing the game, because it took me over 60 hours to complete the game, And where I started at the end of leaving Mayfield and going to completing the game, that was all done yesterday. That recording was all done yesterday. As of the day I'm doing this commentary, after I mean, you know things are bad, and you know you're getting frustrated with the duration of the game, how you feel it's taking too long, when you end up having a situation where you have an episode where you completely forget to record your audio commentary, like in this instance. And so, I really don't know what else I could say about that, other than I just hope that when it's all said and done, that everyone at least is appreciative of the efforts that I made to do a blind Let's Play of this game, knowing how challenging it can be from a technical standpoint, having to do mastering the timing of the attacks, having to deal with the limited inventory, having to deal with invisible walls and getting stuck on stuff that you shouldn't be getting stuck on. There is a lot more involved in this game than I ever thought there would be. Like, obviously, watching my brother playing this game, like, some of the stuff I knew what to expect, but this really was a lot more involved than I ever thought it would be. I mean, given the counts that I had for White Mage Serenia and for Thaneves in terms of how long it took them to complete this game, I really felt that as you know, this is now over 90 videos long. I really expected that at the worst I would have been finished like a couple of weeks ago. That I probably would be in the... Because yeah, it took them, as I said, 61 and 59 respectively, and that's where I was when I was barely into disc 3. So suffice it to say that using them for gauges as for how long it would take me to complete the game was a bad idea. It definitely served as a lesson that even though someone has a particular video count on how long it took them to complete the game and to what extent they completed it, it does not necessarily serve as the best reference for how long it'll take you to complete the game. Because like I said, it'll be over 60 hours of gameplay by the time I'm done with this. And so, in that regard, if anything, I'm more just relieved to have beaten the game than I am with being happy about it. Because of the fact that it did take me a lot longer than I ever thought it would. So, for me, just wanting to now say that I can have had completed this game. Like, I'll give my full review in the final episode. That much is already assured, but on the fact that I never anticipated how long it would take me to complete the game, and how much it set me back on other gaming projects that I wanted to do. And there was something else that I wanted to do as well, because there is a game that recently came out that a friend of mine who I met in playing Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn has really wanted me to join them on, and they really want me to play this game, and so I'll include that as a Let's Play as well. In fact, along with the games that I showed off that I got at Fan Expo last month, I also, what I've got pretty much maxed out the room on my PS3, so I don't want to, I don't know, I'm having trouble finding words right now just because I'm still just not all there after all the recording I did yesterday. But the game I want to play really is something that I'm going to need to take into consideration as well, because of course I want to do all the recording for Threads of Fate. I still need to complete that. Plus, in addition to that, I also need to get started on the new main Let's Play that I want to do. And as for the new game that my friend is strongly encouraged me to play, I am strongly considering it for Let's Play, but not until next year. And whether I do it blind or not, I still am not sure. Like, I'm still trying to understand a lot of the things to deal with, because it is MMO. It is an MMO, and like Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And in addition to that, it's gotten a lot of very popular reviews. It is regarded as one of the best games that's been released so far this year. But of course, I haven't had the chance to play it yet, so obviously I don't know what I'm getting into. But I do get some of the understanding of what some of the information that is entailed is that from what I've seen in reviews, I haven't actually looked at any gameplay yet of this game, nor have I looked at any of the I've seen like the TV trailers. Those I have seen, but from what I've seen, the game is a combination of RPG and first-person shooter, and that will definitely be a challenge for me because of the fact that the first-person shooter is actually my weakest genre of video gaming. Like, I am terrible at first-person shooters. If you've ever seen me play Halo, you will absolutely be appalled by my skill level at first-person shooters. Like, the only first-person shooter I ever really did good at was GoldenEye. And that was like a long time ago. Like, but other than that, I just stink at first-person shooters. So, this game will be quite the interesting challenge once I get my hands on it. I just hope that I'll do well enough that my friend and I will be able to play well enough that I can be successful at the game. But we'll know soon enough, won't we? And of course, yeah, I'm not commentating, of course, on any of what you see here because of the fact that, yeah, this is a really cool fight. I do have to say, getting this this boss duel on the way to the moon that never sets against this caterpillar that turns butterfly, the only thing of its kind, and you have to unfortunately make it go extinct. Yeah, it definitely, if I had actually had my audio commentary recorded, I could pretty much show you how heartbroken and sad I felt that I was having to do a fight like this. But it was certainly a good challenge. I mean, it wasn't really hard, as in devastating. Like, it went the way of a lot of similar boss duels that I've encountered in this game as we've now won the battle. But yeah, it definitely was a very fun fight to take on that butterfly. I really enjoyed that battle and the experience that came along with it. So I can definitely say that on an enjoyment level, this was a good fight. I just wish you'd been able to get all my audio commentary and I'd actually remembered to record it. Because, yeah, I was pretty devastated when I found out that I had not been recording at all. But, yeah, I'm just, more than anything, relieved to have beaten Legend of Dragoon now. And that I can move on to going on to the next games, obviously Threads of Fate being one of them, and the other one, well, I haven't yet mentioned what it is, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it because it is another very popular RPG. So it's definitely one that I'm sure all of you will look forward to. I know that I've gotten quite a few subscribers just because of the fact that I am done a Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon, and I do appreciate all the support that I've gotten because of it. And so, yeah, even though I have not been able to take all of your advice for one reason or another, let me assure you that I do appreciate all of the help that you guys have given me. And I feel a lot better because of it, because it definitely made the final battle a lot easier. And I honestly do not think I could have survived that last battle if I had not taken your guys' advice. So, for what I was able to utilize, I do want to thank you guys for the advice you did give me and for what I was able to apply. As I said, I'm sorry I can't give you an immediate quenching of your thirst for the 4 Dragoon duels in Velweb. but at least I'm happy to have given you this Let's Play, because I know that some of you commented that you were very happy that I was doing this blind. And so, yeah, it was definitely worth the challenge for me, but definitely from an exhaustion standpoint and just a mental standpoint, I'm just happy that I can move on now to other things. So, yeah, I should have all of my footage uploaded by Halloween night. That's what I'm expecting will be the last day for me to have recorded this Let's Play, or at least uploaded the footage. Because, yeah, once we came in here, into this spot in the moon that never sets, I thought that the journey to get to the end was going to be a lot shorter than this. But that wasn't the case at all. But I'm just... I feel like a broken record right now, but I just want to thank and appreciate everyone's support during this Let's Play, and that I'm ready to move on to bigger and better things. But I hope that all of you will enjoy my remaining videos of my Let's Play of Legend of Dragoon, and I hope that you guys will continue to stay with me beyond this Let's Play. So, don't worry, I do have actual recorded audio for the next episode, so you will have that. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of this blind Let's Play of The Legend of Dragoon, and when I join you again, we will get back to normal with regular commentary as we continue in the moon that never sets. So, until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.